On this episode of Performance TV, we see how Precision Turbo makes their oil right for your engine. We take a look at a few custom rides and show you a way to lift without all the work.
Welcome to this week's Performance TV. If you've been following along, then you know we have learned a whole lot about precision, turbo, and engine. And Harry, why oil?
Oil, Kathy, because people want to know what oil to run in their turbocharged high-performance applications. You know, in 1979, I had a Mustang that was turbocharged, and guess what? I could go buy oil.
Yeah, and there were actually a couple of manufacturers that offered it.
For turbocharged vehicles. Not today. Until now. This HPL oil, very good for the engine, very friendly for turbochargers.
So it's something for everyone and turbocharger friendly. I like that. And I've also liked taking the tour at Precision Turbo, so I know I'm going to like it here. So what do you say we get on out back and see how this stuff is made? Holy cow, this has got to be one of the cleanest buildings I have ever seen. And David, it's huge. How big is this building?
We're at 44,000 square feet, which is 1 acre under roof.
44,000 square feet. So that's why I'm noticing that all of your tanks, everything, it's inside.
Yes, absolutely. We keep everything inside to keep it clean, dry, and contamination free.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about any condensation, any of the tanks. I mean, with having everything here, because it's always going to be climate controlled. So all of your process is going to happen in here. Can you kind of take me through the steps?
Sure, sure. So our base oils are stored in the large tanks in the corner. We take those materials, put them into our blend tanks. We'll add our base oils, our add pack, and all the chemistry that goes in and makes things happen. We'll put them together. We'll take samples and we'll clear them in the lab. When everything is clear in the lab, we'll drop into the tote containers.
With your blending units you have here, I see some, looks like they're on scales.
Yeah, we weigh everything. So by weight is always absolute. So if you blend by volume, as the density of the material changes, so does your blend. So we blend by weight, and that makes it as precise as you can be.
So once you have started your blending process, everything has like a lot number?
Yes, it does. We keep track of everything by lot number start to finish. So right from the blend, when we create it, through the lab, and then all the way into the container. So if there's ever any question about what our product is, we can take that lot number and one phone call from there to 30 seconds, we'll have an answer.
So once we have the product blended and we get it dropped into the containers, you're going to take it around back, and what will be the next process?
After we finish the QC in the lab, we go to the bottling process. We get it put in the containers, get it in the box, get it on the shelf, ready for shipment.
Ready to go out. Now, you mentioned about every lot has a number, and you can follow that all the way through, and you do a lot with the lot numbers in the lab.
Yes, we do. Every machine in the lab gets tied to that batch number, and every result gets stuck in a database so we can retrieve it on demand.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next and all the testing. Well, we've worked our way into the wet side of the quality control lab, where we're catching up with David again. And David, there are a whole lot of machines in here doing a whole lot of things.
Yes, there are. We have everything required in this facility to measure everything we want to look at in the motor oil. So everything from viscosity to rust testing to foam testing, which is very important for turbochargers.
Absolutely, and this is something that you do multiple times before a product goes out.
Absolutely. We'll look at the raw materials individually. We'll look at the final products once they're completed, and we have a database with everything, recording everything we do in the lab.
Okay, so are we doing like a water oil test, or what do we have going on here?
Could easily be confused with water, but this is actually the base oils that we start with. Most people don't realize that the synthetics are literally water white. They're actually food grade. You could drink them, it wouldn't hurt you.
So what you do then, and that would be like an additive pack that you guys put in?
Absolutely. This is the additive package that would go in the oil, and this is where the oil picks up the color. So a good dark oil is an indication that there's a lot of additive chemistry, which is really what does the work for you, not the base oil itself.
Okay, so once everything has been blended, you guys have run many tests in here in the wet side of the quality control lab. Then it moves over for more tests in the instrument room.
Absolutely. We have 2 spectrometers in the next room, and those machines allow us to look inside the product that we've just created to make sure that the performance is always there.
There looks like there's quite a few things that she's looking for within that. I mean, there's all kinds of different readings and everything. It's just amazing what we have learned about making high-performance motor oil. And I am really impressed. Man, I'll tell you what, Harry, this facility is just absolutely mind-blowing. But I got to ask you something. What in the world drives you to do all this stuff?
The passion to support our customers. We've got the best customers in the world, and it doesn't matter if they're doing drag racing, motorcycles, aircraft, water sports.
Tractor pulling.
Exactly. Everything is all about someone's bucket list. They've got a goal to accomplish. We're going to give them a recipe to do it. We're going to exceed their expectations. We're going to make sure that they've been able to spend less and race more for whatever it is that they want to do.
Yeah, and set 256 world records in drag racing in the process, and that's just as of the end of December. Let me tell you something. Everything that you do is just absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for taking us on the tour and letting us get a little taste of what goes on behind the scenes. You know what? We have so much more coming up. We're going to get back to the garage here in just minutes on Performance TV.
This edition of Performance TV is